Who should lose at Bad Blood? I'm Will. That's Brandon. We're the Cousins of Destruction Wrestling Podcast. As always, let's cheers. Talk about some wrestling now.
Yeah, this isn't a predictions. It's a what do we want to happen or what should happen storyline-wise. Whether or not WWE decides to do that, that's up to them.
Full disclosure, we're filming this a little bit early because your boy has to go on a honeymoon. I know, so bad. But we got most of the matches that we think are going to be occurring here at Bad Blood. And like you said, not predictions, just story-wise who we think should lose each match. Let's get right into it. Let's start with Damian Priest and Finn Balor. Who should lose this match?
Yeah, who should win is what I'll say.
Okay.
I think Finn Balor should win this match. I think Damian Priest should lose it. Damian Priest has been John Cena-esque, though Cody Rhodes-esque, you might say, Hulk Hogan-esque. He's just unstoppable as of late. So it's going to be hard to see that kind of in a one-on-one because they have booked Damian so strong. Maybe here with the upcoming Raw, we'll get a little bit of change and Finn will be kind of looking better going into it. But Finn needs it, the most. I think everybody's kind of agreed with us. It is nice to see Finn take that step forward again, them to really show how good he is and him to, it's Finn Balor. He's a professional. He's amazing. He's great at what he does. But Finn needs this because it's not the end of the feud. You're not just going to have Damian win this and that be that. So,
yeah, I'm gonna completely agree with you. I'm gonna say Damian should lose this match for all the reasons you just said and then some. I'm really liking the recent change of scenery for Judgment Day in terms of the very recent last couple weeks of them. It seems like WWE is leaning toward Finn Balor being the leader of that group. Yes. It feels like that is their priority with Judgment Day, which makes all the sense in the world. We all know Finn Balor can be the top guy. We've seen it. It's great when he is that. And if he has a whole group of posses around him to help him, even better. But if you just have him lose his first big-time match on the PLE, given the other recent history of Judgment Day looking really weak at times, I don't have a lot of stock still left in Judgment Day. So to me, you got to give him this win at the first PLE. Have Damian beat the crap out of him at Survivor Series. Whatever you do next with that. Go ahead and let Judgment Day lose here, but Finn Balor, I think 100% should win this match.
Yeah, and I think we've talked about before in some shorts, and we had some people agree or disagree. Like, should Judgment Day stay a thing, or should they be over? Well, if Finn loses this match, they're kind of over. They may not be officially over. They may not be officially done, but all the care that I have at that point is not there anymore. I'm not saying Finn needs to go out there and dominate or get a straight up one-on-one win against Damian. In fact, I'd like to see the Judgment Day interference. I would much rather have that happen and get Finn the win because it keeps the storyline going.
Exactly. We're saying that Damian should lose, but not how. He can lose by some absolute BS Judgment Day shenanigans. Fine by me this time. I'm normally not an advocate for the buffoonery that can happen in WWE, especially with how much we've been getting it with Bloodline and Judgment Day as of the last couple of years. But this would be completely fine to me, especially if they do have the starting match of the day. Man, send JD and Carlito out there, all those pieces, and just have Damian not be able to overcome it.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and like you said, real quick, last note before we move on to it, WWE is booking Finn to be the leader, which I think is obviously smart. It's the right choice, but it's also you think about the character where Finn's there are no leaders in the new Judgment Day, except for me. I like that.
Yeah, it's good. Anyway, we'll move it on. We'll do Nia versus Bayley or Naomi. Again, we're recording this early because your boy has a honeymoon. But Nia is seemingly going to face the winner of Bayley and Naomi on the next week's episode of SmackDown. I'm going to go ahead and start this. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter who wins, Bayley or Naomi. Nia should not lose this match. Nia should win. Again, not a prediction, but Nia should win this match. In my opinion, the only person who should take that belt off Nia should be Tiffany. It should be a cash in, or maybe we get a failed cash in and then a proper match, something like that. I just feel like no one else should touch that belt other than Tiffany with Nia.
Yeah, as Paul Heyman used to say, it's not a prediction, it's a spoiler, right? I know you said it doesn't matter. I hope Naomi does get the win over Bayley. Give her an opportunity. Just see something fresh, something new. Naomi's been putting in the work. Reward her with a title match, even if we know the result. I'm going to also agree with you. Nia should not lose it. Nia is doing the best work of her career, hands down. In the ring and backstage promos, on the mic, she's getting better and better. I really still like the dynamic of Tiffany and her as well. I think that's something fun that they can do, that they have been doing. It's nice to see that. That would be why I would keep it on Nia. The excitement is still there. If you have Bayley or Naomi take the belt off of Nia, it's just kind of like,
Right.
Like I feel like there would be no story there. And as we talked about Bayley 1,000 times with their title reigns, not great.
Not good. Not good
at all.
Not good at all. I feel like we were pretty. There's not much else to say there.
Right.
We'll move on over to the other Bloodline or other Judgment Day-esque match of the night. We do have Liv Morgan taking on Rhea Ripley. Who should lose that match?
Yeah, I think Rhea should lose. I think Liv should come out on top of this one. It's the same thing, kind of almost with the Balor Priest Rhea Liv stuff. Kind of pretty much the same reasoning that I have. Rhea's been looking very strong again. It would be nice to establish Liv as a true champion again. I think everybody would probably agree that would end the feud there. Liv's been running for weeks, so Rhea winning would just be like, okay, well, Rhea's clearly better than Liv Morgan. Again, I don't care how they do it. I know there's been some rumors of Raquel Rodriguez coming out and interfering in this and being in Liv's back pocket and helping her. I would be a fan of that. Just something to where Liv stays on top and Liv has that belt. I would like to see this go a pretty good amount and actually have Liv get the offense. And I don't want Rhea to dominate this match. That's probably the one thing I'm really concerned about, because I think it is just a straightforward Liv's going to win, but I don't want 85% Rhea. That's really only my main concern when it comes to this.
Yeah, I completely agree. We're going to have a lot of the same opinions on this stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so.
Rhea should lose this match, because if Rhea wins, you could chalk Liv up, in my opinion, to have one of the worst women's title reigns in quite some time. Now, people are going to argue with me about, what are you talking about? She's as main top booking star woman as you can possibly get in wrestling, basically. You're completely right, but title reign is different. If she loses this, then she had a successful defense against Becky. She had a successful defense against Zelina Vega. She had a successful defense against Rhea with Dom's betrayal. Mm-hmm. And then her first real one-on-one against a real top threat. I mean, Becky Lynch, but you know what I mean. Real top threat on the current WWE roster. She just loses outright.
Yeah, and I don't know. It just, to me, storyline-wise, it just doesn't make any sense.
Right.
I know I could be completely wrong, and they could just throw it on Rhea Ripley, because why not? I mean, they kind of...
This is her brutality.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know. Maybe the Raquel stuff happens after. I don't know. But I would be very upset and not happy if they give Rhea the win here.
I mean, the only reason story-wise, again, it's not predictions. This is just trying to book the story and say who should and should not lose. If you say Rhea should not lose here, then I guess you could do the whole Rhea takes the belt, Raquel comes back, and then you have an actual tangible goal for Judgment Day to be attacking the Terror Twins. Because right now, it just seems like Judgment Day wants to bully the Terror Twins, but the Terror Twins are the bullies that get the upper hand.
Right.
So, I mean, I guess you could have some food.
Yeah, that would be kind of the only reason. But and numbers-wise, it just doesn't make sense to me still.
Yeah.
That would be 6 versus 2 at that point. And it's like, I get it. I understand that maybe they want to go out. They got embarrassed and da-da-da-da. So maybe they do go that route. I just hope that doesn't happen, because... I don't know. I as much as I say the Judgment Day stock has already been taken out of it, if either one of the Judgment Day members loses at Bad Blood, I feel like that really just kind of ruins Judgment Day for me.
Completely agree. Okay. So we're through that. We got a couple more here. What's next? I'm gonna do Gunther versus Sami first. Who should lose the Gunther versus Sami match?
Gunther should beat Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn should lose this one. Not much more to say. I mean, Sami Zayn, I've kind of enjoyed him not being a champion, to be honest, even though his promos are kind of the same stuff. Gunther, it doesn't make any sense for Gunther to lose here. If Gunther was going to lose the belt, he would have lost it to Randy. That would have made much more sense to me. Gunther kind of avenges his only loss on the main roster versus Sami. He really starts to look prestigious and bringing that prestige to that title. Kind of like the fighting champion, and he's doing some really good work right now. Plus, Sami can go off and do the Bloodline stuff. It just wouldn't make much sense to me to have Gunther lose it.
Yeah, no, that 100% what you just said. If they were going to have Gunther drop the title early, it would have been to Randy. Gunther has been known and has already had precedent set that when he has titles, title reigns go a long time with him. Mm-hmm. And Sami Zayn is the only guy he hasn't beaten on the main roster. This just makes sense for Gunther to kick that last, kink in his armor and overcome the Sami Zayn, get that off the menu, and start his title reign as a great world champion that is ready to take on any challenger with absolutely no asterisks.
Yeah, and then you have Sami potentially trying to drive the wedge in between Kaiser and Gunther. So maybe that's the route they eventually end up going, and maybe we get that feud for a little bit. It just doesn't make much sense for Sami to get the belt, and if they did, I guess they just run it back, but that still just makes no sense.
Yeah, completely agree. That's a pretty quick one.
Yeah.
I think that's the most obvious one of the night. I guess Nia. Either one.
Yeah, I think as much as we talk about Bad Blood, like really being something, and we always talk every PLE about do something shocking, do something, get like a moment, bring some edginess to it, just something for us. This one seems to be kind of predictable, but I really hope they deliver on like the story notes for this one.
I agree. We got 2 matches left as of the moment of recording this. So if they add another one, sorry about it.
Right.
We're going to go with the Hell in a Cell match. CM Punk, Drew McIntyre. Who should lose this match? I'm going to go ahead and say it. Drew McIntyre should lose this match. I know. A lot of the internet will probably hate that answer. Again, not a prediction. But in my opinion, he should lose this match. And my reasoning is simple. Drew is at his very, very, very best right now, to the point where I don't think anybody loses stock in him if he takes a loss in a Hell in a Cell versus CM Punk, while he's been booked as the heel this entire time, doing extremely heel things like taking bracelets and doing all that stuff with his family. Like, this is just the classic blow off heel loses story. And CM Punk is, like we said in our Raw review a while back, like CM Punk isn't getting any younger. He has been breaking down. His body has. It's very noted over the past few years of him returning to action ever since he came back and went to AEW. If we're gonna get these dream scenarios that we want from CM Punk, and not only get them but have them at the level that we might want them to be at, I think that we need to start getting Punk to that level as quickly as possible, just because time is undefeated. And this would be a great beginning, winning feud for CM Punk to be shot into that atmosphere.
Yeah. This one's probably the most 50-50, depending on who you ask. I know we've kind of talked about it a little bit, and a lot of the pushback I've gotten or seen on our channels, our different social media platforms, is people are like, no, Drew needs this win. Drew needs this win. Drew needs this win. I don't think Drew needs this win. I'm going to say that Drew is going to take the loss here. I think Punk wins. I think Drew, like you said, he's doing the best character work that he's been doing. It also, to me, kind of fits that kind of crybaby heel. He comes out, on the Raw after and whines and cries and complains, and they've already kind of teased the Wade Barrett stuff. I feel like you don't tease that if he just comes out and wins. I feel like he cries, and then Wade Barrett's like, hey, man, like, you lost. Like, it is what it is. And then he attacks Wade Barrett, something like that. As for the CM Punk route, like, CM Punk would lose much more than Drew would gain, I think, from this feud. If Punk loses this, like, all care about CM Punk at that point, I think, is done. I think some people are like, oh, well, the crowd and mainstream and all that stuff would still go with Punk if Punk loses. I don't think so. I think you need to legitimize Punk. It's Punk's first feud back in WWE. I think you need to give him that win.
I completely agree. All right, final one. Oh, Bloodline. We got Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa taking on Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. Who should lose this match?
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and say the Bloodline should lose this one. Just from the side of things that, I don't know, maybe the storyline fits better if Cody and Roman do, to be honest. But to me, you have your world champ and you have your champ that was there for 4 years teaming up against each other. That's really all I need to say from that side of things, that it would take some shenanigans and effery out the wazoo to really make the Bloodline win this one, which might happen. That might happen. And if we're going to get the Roman Cody at Crown Jewel, that'd be a way to kick it off. But for me, I just mentally, physically cannot imagine Roman or Cody taking the pin here.
Yeah, for me, who should lose? Again, not a prediction. I think Roman and Cody should actually lose this match, story-wise. Mm-hmm. I think that it kind of carries the same-ish weight that we say about the Judgment Day stuff. If Solo and Fatu, easily the core of the new Bloodline, easily, especially with Fatu, if they take a pin, either one of them, wow, that's some stock lost. Yeah. And I just think that Roman comes back in his first exhibition against the this new Bloodline that is taking over what he built, and then he beats them immediately. It's like, okay, well, that's over. Even if Cody pins him, which that they might write it that way if that's how they end up going, it's still, hey, I was on the side that won. Give me my Ula Fala. I win. Yeah, so actually, I think that they should just win this.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna change mine. I'm gonna flip it, because the more I was talking about it, the more you talked about it, I kind of agree. Who should win this? I think Bloodline should. I think Cody and Roman should. And I again, it's not a prediction, but I think probably the way they do it to tease the Roman Cody stuff that we just saw tonight, you have Cody end up taking the pin from somebody.
Ooh.
I don't care which one. I mean, I would probably prefer Fatu, just because Solo and Cody have had so much, so you kind of legitimize Fatu. And then you have Roman and Cody kind of go at it and be like, hey, you were the reason why we lost this match. So I'm going to switch mine. I'm going to say Bloodline should win, Cody, Roman should lose. That just makes, I guess, for a better story. As much as, I said, and I'm just retracking everything I said, Cody and Roman are Batman and Superman teaming up. I can't see one of them lose. I really can't. But if there is shenanigans the way that we think there's going to be, anything can happen, and it would just kind of make sense storyline-wise for Cody to lose.
Yeah, completely agree. I mean, it just when you are dealing in factions that obviously have a long-term plan still set for them, like the Judgment Day, like the Bloodline, if you want me to continue to really believe in them and continue to build up their stock, I need them to get wins in these sort of scenarios. It does feel like it's so obvious, and I'm not going to give my prediction on the match because we'll have predictions later, but it feels like the obvious route here is it's Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. Look at what? Yeah. But storyline-wise, we need the Bloodline. If Bloodline get a win here, I mean, stock through the moon. They just beat Roman Reigns and Cody freaking Rhodes. Of course, I'm going to salute the Bloodline now. You got to bend a little bit of your knee. Okay, well, they beat the top dogs in all of wrestling.
Yep.
That gives you stuff.
Yeah, I guess. And if you think about it, Cody and Roman, if they do take the win here, flip side, hey, you could still push them together. Bloodline stuff, it's why would you care at that point, So storyline wise, I guess it does make sense for them to take that win.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think that might be the first switch up we've had. Maybe not. Maybe I think we had one maybe with Punk
just
Drew.
Too good of an argument. Too good of an argument. I'm
don't know about that.
The tribal chief of arguments.
Oh, so you don't have a belt.
That's true. Mm-hmm. Anyway, those were our picks for who should lose at Bad Blood. Not predictions, just our opinions on story-wise who should win and who should lose at Bad Blood. Let us know in the comment section what you guys think. Not your predictions, but who should win and who should lose. Anyway, we got some videos coming out this week. There will be no SmackDown review. I will be on my honeymoon, but we do have regularly scheduled content coming your way anyway, so we will not skip a beat. Thank you guys for all your support, by the way. Follow us on all of our socials at COD WrestlePod, COD WrestlePod. Listen to us wherever you get your podcasts at YouTube, Spotify, Apple, etc. And if you want to come talk to us, we got ourselves a Discord. It's in our link tree, so you can get our Discord there. And while you're at it, hit every single social there. Give us a follow. We would greatly appreciate it. As always, I'm Will. That's Brandon. We are the Cousins of Destruction Wrestling Podcast, and we will see you next time.